see here. I can't see that right now. Let me see. Let me make sure my volume working. Okay. Hey there, Mariota. Q Scott, Coastal, the Debt Demolisher. Can y'all hear me? Okay, you can hear me. Thank you. Oh, Raggedy IG. I did an Instagram live today, and somehow my sound was turned off. And the next time it worked, but I'm glad we got that. I was a little disturbed, and the thing about it is, when y'all see me go live, sometimes I'm honestly an introvert, and I say that to y'all, and a lot of people don't believe it because how you an introvert and you a speaker. I heard Eddie Murphy is an introvert too, but I honestly don't like speaking. But I think that's why the Lord have not let one of my tech companies sell, because He know my personality. I might give up on my purpose and stop doing these videos. But for now, it's like ain't got nothing else to do. Ain't gotta serve, Ain't gotta retire to no island. My son at practice today, so that's why I'm doing this. And now it makes sense to me about that post that the brother had, that's saying, with men, if you got the money, then sometimes you don't got the time, and sometimes you got the time, you ain't got the money to take care of your family. Because when my son practicing, my wife, she could sit and she could take it all in, and she could watch them practice. With me, when they practicing, I gotta, multitask, and I gotta look at them out the window and be writing something or doing a video. So I wanted to pop on here because I haven't been on here in a little while. And for those of you in the Blessed Tribe, I really appreciate you. The Blessed Tribe is me going live to do Q&As and live chats. And so only those in the Blessed Tribe can chat when I do these. And I do that as well, just because I don't want a bunch of randoms, in the chat being trolls and stuff. I'm not sure what you was asking. She's a Queen said, I saw it in the video you post, you and your wife on the way to dinner in the Maldives. I'm not sure if you asked a question before that, or if I said something pertaining to that. But yeah, this is a chat and a Q&A, so I answer questions and I'll be chatting. One of the things I want to see, I saw how introverted you are. Okay. That's interesting, you picked that up. One of the things that I want to remind the parents is get your kids what's going on out here in this world, and just how things going. You got to make sure you in their face, and you got to make sure you talking to them daily, and that you really getting with them, and that you breaking down the game to them, that you teaching them every little thing inside and out. You got to really make sure you're doing that, because the way this here world is, and the music raising these kids, and the social media and YouTube raising them, it's getting real dicey. So you got to make sure you're doing everything you can. And my sons don't have social media. My 14-year-old, he don't have any social media. He got to go look at it when he with his friends or something. But he doesn't have he got profiles, but he doesn't run them. He doesn't have the login, the password, any of that. Of course, one day he'll want one, but he'll understand how to use it. But I'm just seeing and hearing too much. So that's what my video that's on Instagram about. So I'll let that be that, and y'all go check that out, when you get time. But if you have a question, make sure you put the hashtag Q in front of your question. And if your question has need a lot of backstory, it's probably not the best for here. I had to come to practice tonight, so I had a coaching session at 7:30, and I wrote my client and asked her, hey, can we push it back to 8:30? And she said, great to hear from you, but I'd rather not push it back. So then I said, well, I'll gladly refund you. And so I refund her coaching fee because family come first. You know, family come first. When I made that 7:30 available, I didn't have this. I didn't have to be driving at 7:30 because my oldest son was practicing from 7:30 to 9. But now he doesn't practice from 7:30 to 9. My youngest practice from see, it's starting to drizzle. And this one thing about it, I am not one of them gung-ho soccer parents to where I don't like having my 7-year-old in the rain getting his hair wet and mess around and be done got sick. So y'all got to forgive me. I got to sit up here a little bit and watch just to make sure they're gonna be practicing, because they like to have them keep doing that soccer in the rain because they play in the rain as long as it's not lightning. But but it's a bunch of parents and stuff right there. A bunch of parents, so it'll be all right. Yeah, they gonna keep practicing. It's just a little light drizzle. They practicing that rain now. Let me see. Now, what I've been doing now, I've been tied up, so I've been missing my videos. I've been trying to get to it, but my day's been non-stop. My text message backed up. I ain't been able to answer text. I've been missing a lot of emails because I've been in the real world serving. I've been serving and doing what I do as a coach, as a mentor, as a crisis coach. So sometimes when you have a crisis, you have to get on the plane. You got to get on the plane. You got to go to your client. You got to stay in the hotel. And so I have that come up every now and then. And so I have to get going. And it's with celebrity clients, they don't like to do the phone or Zoom a lot of times. They want to do in person. To make sure they're not being recorded, make sure nothing being, screenshot or nobody else listening. They like to do it in person just because of their profile and all of those things, just as that trust there. Now let me see. Now let me grab this here. I missed this. Women learn about men from other women. What's the best way to learn about men more in depth than your videos? The videos. It really ain't no better way, because I'm a married man and I'm a faithful man. So what that means is I'm giving you 100% of the game. The only other way to learn about men is trial and error, but with that, it's gonna come STDs, it's gonna come heartbreak, it's gonna come children that you raising alone. And so it's women who have all of those things, and they've learned about men the hard way, but I bet they wish they could do it a different way. So it isn't a better way than learning from the men that's willing to give you the whole game, to tell you the whole truth. It's some men out here that's talking on love relationship, but they're not giving the whole game because they still playing the game. So they don't want to tell you about themselves because they still will sleep with you. They still trying to touch you. So because they won't touch you, then, they ain't going to give you the whole game. Okay, that rain picking up now. Question, Tony, God bless. Hey, bless you not, JM. Can you please make a video on how a woman need to properly date after being single for a while, like myself? I'm having a hard time, and I love my peace and independence. Thank you. Well, if you're having a hard time, then that means you're dating the wrong men, and it's not meant to be. So don't get caught up in it. If it's hard, don't force it, and just stay single. Don't get to a place to where you feel like you got to force it. And so if it's not happening for you, just focus on you. Focus on your business. And listen, I pretty much got every video that could be shot on these videos. Y'all have to click on where it say Tony Gaskins. It's gonna take you to my main page to click on videos, and then you could select the filter from oldest, and then just every time you watching a video, just click that and go back to the oldest and just come on up and just keep going through it. I really don't address everything, but sometimes because I talk 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, I don't have a title for it. The title doesn't encompass everything that's in the video. So sometimes you just got to do the due diligence and make it a part of your routine to be watching and learning like that. Boyfriend and I were doing great. He's been trying hard. We got in a fight. I started screaming, lost character. He asked for space. He hates fights. Give it time or walk away. I acknowledge I acted immature. Give it time. You give it time, or walk away. It's a personal choice. If y'all got in an argument like that and you lost character, you went to screaming. Y'all sound a little toxic. Y'all sound a little messy to me. So it might be time to walk away. It might be time to go on about your business. If that's the case, then that's the case. So make that right there happen. See, with these sports now, to God be the glory. I invested in this here sprinter. So what my wife do when I bring my sons to practice, she put they dinner in a little thing, and at the end it's a microwave back there behind that door. And so that's a little tip for the parents. Now, if you ain't got no microwave, just put it in something that's keep it hot. But that's a little tip for the parents who do sports. Instead of doing the sport and then waiting till you get home to cook or to have to get dinner or eat at home, just bring it, in Tupperware or something beforehand. Y'all gotta forgive me. I'm gonna sit up here so I can see my son because it's raining a little bit. Christy D, God bless you now. God bless you. I ended my relationship a few days ago due to his anger issues. He would have huge outbursts over extremely small issues. Scared me. He has no remorse and has never taken accountability. Thoughts? Yeah, that's the kind of man you want to lead. That's the kind of man you want to lead. That's the kind of man you gotta lead. It's the kind of man you gotta lead. I got a video that say 5 signs he's in love. Watch that. One of those signs is he'll apologize. Now you gotta have all 5 of the signs together for a man to be in love, and it may be some extras, but you need those 5. And then some people say, oh, well, Tony such and such, they apologize all the time. It ain't just that alone. It ain't just apologizing. It's apology mean you change, you new action. You have new action after apology. And it ain't just an apology. It's the other 4 things in the video too that I can't remember. But watch that video. Did you sacrifice everything when you let God take control, like food types, music, etc.? No, I didn't sacrifice everything. I didn't sacrifice food. For me, it wasn't a struggle. So, and the reason why I'm late on the food one is because I had a 6-pack of abs, which I call a 14-pack. I had an 8-pack of abs my whole life. And I just was like, I would eat anything I want to eat, and I would always have abs. And I'm like, man, this ain't gonna never change. Because where I went to school, you don't learn about the body. You didn't know anything about metabolism and all this and how it works. So I just was like, I never did a sit-up, so how do I have abs? And I ate. And so I ain't let the food. So when I changed my life, I let go of everything that had to deal with temptation in the area of women, because that's where my weakness was. And so I got that under control, and now is what I'm working on, eating right, eating better. I don't eat terrible now, because if I ate terrible, you will be able to see it, clearly. But just eating better and working out more and doing those things, because a lot of times that stuff comes from motivation. A lot of times to work out and eat right, it comes from motivation. You training for something, you trying to look good for somebody, something like that. But sometimes in marriage, you get comfortable, you happy, your partner okay with your body, you okay with their body, and things change a little bit. Hold on. Y'all forgive me. He would go days without calling me, only text, so I broke up. Did I do right? Absolutely, you did right. You did 100% right. He asked me for number and offered to take me out. Haven't heard from him in 3 days. Red flag, just let it go. I mean, let it go in the sense of don't sit and just think about it all day. But sometimes you also got to take into consideration. I had a client who signed up for my year coaching program, and it was like on a Thursday or Friday or something, And I wrote her and was like, hey, I'm gonna get in touch with you in a couple days. And so with the year coaching program, you pay up front and there's some extra little perks in there. And I said, I'm gonna get in touch with you in 2 days to check and see when we could schedule our first call. Now this is a year program. And 2 days had passed, but I didn't realize it because I had got real sick. It just hit me like a ton of bricks the next day. And so I couldn't really, I was just out of it. And then it was a Sunday. So it wasn't even business days had passed. And the person wrote me on a Sunday and was like, hey, Tony, I just had to write you. You said you'll contact me in 2 days. And you didn't contact me in 2 days. And it had been like 3 days. You didn't contact me in 2 days. And so, you know, if it's gonna be this unprofessional, please let me know and I will gladly accept the refund. And didn't say, hey Tony, is everything okay? I could have died. I could have been in the hospital. I could have got hit with COVID. Anything could have happened. But she just assumed from whatever she done heard about coaches or whoever, or maybe the money had got tight on her end after she signed up, and just went right to assumption. And like I'm a scam artist. And so I told her, hey, so sorry about that. For one, I should have said I meant 2 business days. And then 2, look at my brand. Look at look at how long I've been here. How I'm finna run off. If I run off on the plug, you'll be able to find 1 million articles on me like you see the other people who steal people money. I could have went at like that, but it showed me something that, okay, that's where a person is at. And the Lord said, Tony, you don't even want that situation. If a person can't look at you and see the best in you, if they don't know you, if you can't tell what this is about a person, then, or you can't be mindful to say this person could be dead, this person could be sick, this person could be anything, kidnapped, hostage, anything first before assuming the worst, then that means you got to heal. That means you still got to heal. That means you still got to be mindful. So first you want to find out, are you living, breathing, is everything okay? And then you want to see, okay, were you just ignored? Because a lot of times when that happens, it is true. A lot of times it's another woman, and he tied up in that situation. I've been in the talking stages with this guy for about 2 months, and his B-Day passed last week. I got him small gifts, but he did not come to get them, nor did I see him. Is that a red flag? Yeah, that's a red flag if it's, you know, if it's out the norm. Like if he close enough to come get you, to come get him, then and you've been seeing him over these 2 months and all of that, and he didn't come get him and you didn't see him, then yeah, that's a red flag. If you've never met him in person and never seen him, period, then no, it's not a red flag. Hello, Tony. I want to do what you do. Speak on love and relationships. Any advice? I always give you credit because I don't want to seem like I'm stealing. Thank you for giving me credit. And I try to do that as well if I could recall where I heard something at or who said it, because it is important, because a message is attached to its messenger, and a messenger in this space earns that message through their mistakes or experiences or what have you. But my advice would be is, you know, really identify why you want to talk on it. And so you should have a story around it. And then you lead with that story and you tell that story. The only reason why I do what I do is because I wrote a book telling the truth about men to women. And I did that when I was 22 years old. I published it because I had been, you know, a womanizer, a liar, a cheater, and all of those things. And when I started to see my sister suffering, my mama suffering, my cousin suffering, women I knew suffering, I said, I helped cause this damage in the world with other people. So I need to right my wrongs. I need to serve, bridge this gap, level the playing field, whatever you want to call it. And so that's my why. That's why I do this. I don't do this. See, a lot of people today, they trying to do it for money because they think that it's money in it. They think it's money in it, but when they get in it, they realize they sadly mistaken. That yeah, you can make money, but that's just it ain't gonna be everybody. It's just gonna be a select few that's gonna make real money. But my love and relationship and like my coaching, even the coaching I was doing, it's really not money that pays my bills that help me. I had to create other streams of income. I done created 13 companies and over 50 streams of income to make sure my family could eat, because you got to be doing this out of passion and purpose. And so you kind of want to have a story or something in there that you falling back on that keep you going. So when I started doing this, I made $0. I made $65 my first speaking engagement at Bethune-Cookman University. And then my first royalty check for my book on love and relationships was $320. And so in that first year, I think I probably got one other check or something like that. That first year, I probably made $800 talking on love and relationships. The next year, about the same thing. 2008. The next year, 2009, about the same thing. 2010, I think I made $1,500. So I was teaching on love and relationships free of charge, really not making anything. And I was working a full-time job, 40 hours a week. And so today people see, they see it, and they why is not connected to purpose. It's connected to a desire for a platform or something like that. So as long as you're not one of those people and you make sure of that, and that you willing to do it for free, and you willing to do it and ain't no money attached to it, until you are established and people trust you and people, they know you living what you teaching, or you ain't having no scandals and all that, then, that's different. Let me see, I missed one. When a woman is interested in a man, does she strike a conversation, but also remain classy and wait till he makes the first move, right? You're correct. You're correct. And welcome. Thank you for joining us. God bless you. I know by that question you new here. God bless you. Thank you. Glad to have you. Shauna, God bless you. Is it possible to heal while your ex is still around? I left him to build my relationship with God, but he's recently started to see my neighbor. Only God could do that. If it's possible to heal in that way, it's only God could do that. I relate it to addict. It's like if somebody is an addict to, that nose powder, if they live next door to the nose candy, and they seeing all their old buddies, and they seeing people go in there, and they coming out, and they got a little white powder on their nose still, and they seeing that every day, can they stay clean? Can they really, or do they need to move to another neighborhood, move to, somewhere else in order to stay away from it? So me personally, I can't see somebody healing if they looking at their ex all the time. But anything is possible with the Lord. Anything is possible with the Lord. Make sure you put a hashtag Q in front of your question. What does it mean when a guy says, I can't do this to you? Now, as you assuming is what I'm assuming. And to me, I would only say that if it's a nice woman and I know I'm not ready for love or for a relationship or to be faithful, and I don't want to hurt her. I don't want to break her heart. So I'll say, hey, I can't do this to you, so I can move on and do my dirt and be an immature grown boy. Or go to it might not be immature grown boy. It could be he doesn't feel you're his wife and he don't want to string you along, so he want to let you go to move on. That's what my assumption is, but I'm not sure. Do you think Facebook dating is the same as regular online dating sites? I know times have changed, but I really can't get with online dating. Yeah, Facebook dating is the same. If anything called dating, so you got to realize this called YouTube. So how this right here, Alima Hayward. If Alima Hayward name on Instagram is Alima Hayward, and if Alima had her picture, then Tom, Dick, or Harry could go to Instagram and search Alima Hayward, and they'll find her. And they could see, oh, I like her picture from YouTube. Let me search her somewhere that I could DM her. And they'll search on, what's it called? And on Instagram. Or search on Facebook to find her and find that picture. So that's a way you could meet people online organically, so to speak, without being on something that's made for dating. If it's made for dating, you're going to have 9 shark in the water out of 10. So you got to be careful with that. My sister's husband of 14 years wrote her a letter saying if she doesn't sing on the mic, there's other women that will. Also, he doesn't wear his wedding ring and gets mad that she wears hers. Thoughts? Your sister need to be in that lawyer office tomorrow. It's a wrap. That relationship done for. It's a wrap. The man get that disrespectful and all of that right there, it's a wrap. And at the end of the day, my thing is I respect a woman who don't want to sing on the microphone. You know, it's a nasty little thing. You know, it's not made for that. So if a woman don't want to do that, that's her right. And if his little nasty self got to have that, then that's because he nasty. And this the thing. And the reason, if a man got to have that, he nasty. And the reason why he got to have that is because he might be either too lazy to do the real thing, or he want to picture another woman, or he's a minute man and he think that's gonna take longer. But it ain't like it's a whole different feeling. The same ending is the same ending. So it's something else going on if he feel like he got to have that. And then some men just try to find something to complain about. And then he don't wear a wedding ring. You could never trust a married man who don't wear his ring. Point blank period. See me about it. See me about it. If you a married man and you don't wear your ring, I don't respect you. I don't respect you. I don't care who you is. My daddy, my brother, my cousin, I don't respect you. Because that ring symbolizes something. And I know what you're doing. You cheating. You cheating, or you trying to cheat, or you getting ready to cheat. And so he cheating with other women, and then he mad she wear hers because they know of her, and they say, well, and he telling them he not married. He telling them they separated. He telling them they are on the outs. And then they seeing her with her ring on, and so they questioning him why she wear a ring. Then he, oh, she just obsessed. She just don't want to let go, and she just do that just because she afraid to tell the truth to her mama and her friends and her co-workers. So that's why she doing that. That's funny business right there. That's funny business. Priska, yeah, God bless you. That make you appreciate these videos, because y'all don't be watching the videos anyways. So that make you appreciate these videos when I be gone. Jasmine, God bless you. We don't appreciate it when we got it now. Tomorrow ain't promised. Should I still write an autobiography if it sheds negative light on close loved ones, even though their actions or lack thereof shape who I am today? Nervous about backlash from my family. You could write your story if you want to write your story because you want to help somebody. You want to save somebody. You know, you want to be there for somebody. Then you could write your story. Now, if you just want to write the story just to sell out, just to be nasty, then you're writing it for the wrong reason. But if you want to write it to tell your story, to leave that legacy, to help somebody who may be struggling, somebody who going through what you went through, or about to go through what you went through, and you feel it might take their life, it might take them out, and you writing it out of purpose, then write your story, because you can say you can say a family member did this to me, and don't nobody know who that family member is. Now, if you say my father did this, then they know who that is. If you say my mama did this, they know who that is. If you say my family member who is 6'1" with a birthmark under his right eye and missing one front tooth, people who know you gonna know who that is. But if you say a family member did this or a family member did that, don't nobody know who you're talking about. And the family member who did it know you talking about them, but they're not gonna say anything because then everybody gonna know it's them. So that's how you write a book and protect yourself. You don't name names and you don't give enough details to where the person is identifiable, and especially if they still living. And what did you do about it? Did you stay, or how does that go? Angel, God bless you. First off, thank you for your videos, and I want to know, why won't he text back? I kind of feel like I'm annoying him, but I don't blow his phone up though. He don't want to have nothing to do with you, sister. I wish I could put it in another way, but he tied up, he preoccupied. You know, it may not even be you. It may be he's sick, might have the vid, might be working too hard. It just means he preoccupied. He's not available. So just take that, or he not here, or whatever it is, and just go on about your business. Hey, money, God bless you. Now, guy I'm dating says he's nonchalant about pretty much everything. He says he hasn't cried in a while, not even when his kids were born. Red flag. That means he's super emotional. That means he's super emotional. That means he's super soft. And he putting on that front. He putting on that front because he is emotional. And so that's why he telling you that, because he trying to be that. He trying to convince himself that he nonchalant. But he's forcing that. He's forcing himself to be that way because he think that's masculinity. He think that's manhood. And he don't understand that a man's strength is in his gentleness. Being able to see your child be born and cry, that's strength, because you understand the magnitude of what just happened. So a man without emotions is not a man. And so that is a red flag. Linda Brown, God bless you. Thank you, Mr. Gasson. God bless you and your family. Hey, bless you. Now, bless you. I appreciate you. Carlos, God bless you. Now, may God continue to bless you and your family. Hey, thank you. God bless you. Now, hey, Tony, love your videos. Okay, that message got took. So I don't know if it ain't no question, the moderators are deleted. So we're trying to keep the questions in the chat. So make sure you put the hashtag Q in there. Okay, I see. Now, it look like the same question. Hey, Tony, love your videos. I just recently hit 230 followers on my business page. I wanted to know, how can I keep my followers intrigued, and what editing apps do you use? Since I don't edit videos, and I really don't worry about keeping nobody intrigued. I just talk from the heart. You know, I talk from the heart. I talk on topics that I'm passionate about. I talk about stuff that I see happen in the world, or stuff I'm dealing with in my own personal life. And I feel like that's the secret to being a content creator, is it got to be authentic. You can't have this planned out schedule and all of these topics all the way planned out all the time. Now, you could plan it out, but if it become a job, if it becomes monotonous, that's where that burnout happens. But when it's real, when it's authentic, when you can do it, when it's based on life, and it's fluid, and it's based on the life you live. Like, I'm getting ready to work on something, and I was asking my wife, I was like, should I do another page? And she's like, no, that's just another facet of you. It's just something else you doing. Keep it on your same page. And I was like, okay, yeah, you're right. And so I try to make what you doing not feel like work. Braids by Shauna. God bless you now. Let me see now. If a new guy in your life compliments you on your hair, but it's not all yours, should we let him know early on? He might know it's not your hair. I don't think any man assume a woman hair is all hers. And if you're a woman and you get asked by a man, is that your hair? He is genuinely curious. He is genuinely curious. But we kind of at this point assume everybody got weave in. I seen a white woman at the hockey game with her tracks showing. Now I was blown when I seen that, because they had just grow flowingly. I mean, they had just be growing. And so when I seen a white woman with tracks in, it wasn't like a track. It was like the hair was parted back there, and she had a extension clipped in there. And because they put the little clip in there, she had the extension clipped in there, and I could see the black part where it was clipped in. I said, oh man, wow, okay. So everybody putting hair in their head. So I think at this point, men kind of see that as, okay, we understand now that it is it's low maintenance. You get it done. You just got the, whatever bump and curl. I don't know if y'all wash it or whatever, but you just ain't got to be doing it every day. So I think men understanding that now. So he probably assume it's not all your hair or not your hair at all. But he's not gonna say, hey, I like that horse hair you got in, or that's a nice horse hair, or that's a nice human hair hairdo you got. Like, he's not gonna word it like that. He's like, hey, I like your hair. I love your hair. I love your hairstyle. But he kind of assuming probably. So I wouldn't even. And like some women say, it's mine because I paid for it. So just, But now I will tell y'all, and this is a sad truth. This is sad truth. Now, from personal experience, when I was looking for my wife, I was looking for a woman who looks as close to how she will look when she going to sleep and when she waking up, because I wanted to be attracted to her. I wasn't looking for drop dead gorgeous. I wasn't looking for the most beautiful being God has ever made. I wasn't looking for a washboard abs or a completely flat stomach or a perfect booty or perfect thighs. I wasn't looking for none of that. I just was looking for somebody that I could look at and be attracted to and say, she's a pretty woman, blemishes and all. And so I was looking for a woman that looked as close to how she looked going to sleep and waking up. And I met my wife, and she did not have on makeup. She did not have on makeup. I don't know if lashes was in 2005. I don't think they were. That's when I met her. She didn't have on lashes. She didn't have on makeup, and she didn't have in weave. Now she 25. No. Yeah. She 50% Indian. So Indian from India. And then she 50% African, black. And both of her parents Jamaican. Jamaican ain't a race though, it's nationality. But her dad ancestors from India. He looked like an Indian man from India. And then her mama is her ancestors from Africa. And so she looked like me. She looked like a black woman. So my wife's hair is a kind of slight different texture, because different regions you have different texture of hair. And so it was growing. It probably was to her shoulder. She wore it in a real tight ponytail. Now her edges weren't flourishing, and her hair wasn't thick, and it was real tight little ponytail, and she had her hair, but I could tell it was her hair, and she had it in a ponytail. So I could see what her hair looked like. Now, if she had in weave, then I would have had to wait a little bit when it's time to take it out and get it done, so I could just see what she looks like when the hairstylist is booked up. Because you don't want to get Janet Jackson and then Freddie Jackson. So if you approach Janet and then you lay down and you laying next to Freddie, it's gonna be jarring. It's gonna be jarring. So what women, and this is the thing, men visual creatures, women visual creatures too. So this is why I try to ask the ladies, you gotta think about this and what this would be like if you approach a man, or a man approach you, and he got a full head of hair, hairline on fleek, and then amazing. Remember that old word y'all used to say? Hairline pristine. And then 2 weeks later, he grabbed the front of that hairline and he pulled that man unit off, and all of this right here is bald. All that right there bald. He gonna look different. If you take all of this right here, let's see, my hair thin right here, so I have hairspray in there. Get the hairline put on. Now it ain't black magic, but it just it's fibers, but it's thin in there. And I went to get a treatment, the way they pull hairs from over here and they put hairs up there, like what Deion Sanders was bragging about on his page some time back. Now imagine if all this right here is gone. I'm gonna look different. You see what I mean? And that's what's happening today. This is a very real thing when I tell y'all this. It's a very real thing, is that men are leaving women because she looked like a completely different person when she take off her lashes and she take off her makeup and she take out her weave. And if you wearing booty pads, if you wearing breast pads, you look like a completely different person. That's not who he met. And so a lot of times women will come to me and they will say, he just left. It just vanished. And I say, let me ask you. And I have to ask this question. Although it's a superficial question, it's very real. I said, now, did you change anything as far as, did you have lashes and weave and a lot of makeup when he met you? And then you changed that. You took all that off. Yeah. And I heard it a couple times. Yeah. I say that honestly could be the reason. That honestly could be the reason. The makeovers that we see on these makeup channels and on the YouTube, that's not what you want to get into. That's not what you want to get into. You don't want to transform and be a transformer, Decepticon, and be a whole nother person. What you want to do is get you some hair oils for your edges and for your scalp, and you treat your hair. Get you a nice face wash, some hyaluronic acid, some moisturizer, and you treat your face. Get you some lash volumers and you treat your lashes. If you want to put your suction cup on your lips and you want to sit with some ice on your lips, or do something to get you some volume on your lips, they got chapstick and lip gloss that you can rub on there and get it to tingling and it start to swell a little bit. Do that right there. Get you the thing that you rub on your face like this to get that skin taut. Get your cream that you put under your eyes and you put across this here wrinkle. See this wrinkle? You know, get you some Botox if you want you some Botox. Get it in your crow's feet and enhance you. The problem what we doing in the world is, instead of working on us, we just covering up. Instead of working on us, see, instead of me getting a waist trainer or getting me a girdle, I'm just gonna work on my stomach. But what we doing is, we taking and we getting these waist trainers and we getting these girdles, And then we looking like a can of biscuits. And then the next thing you know, when you take that girdle off, men and women wearing girdles and Spanx and Skims. What Kim Kardashian did. Kim Kardashian, send me a check. Send me a check. I just said your company name. Send me a check, Kim Kardashian. And you take that off, and that man's stomach, if you see this man and he got a flat stomach, and then y'all get to the house, he take a shirt off, and then he take that stomach wrap off, and that stomach just, you gonna be like, oh, ooh, I thought he was a vegan. It's a different person. And so that's what's happening today, and that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Stop letting society ruin you. Because society got you going too far. And then when you meet somebody, they don't know who you are. And it be Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. And so we got to work on that. Men and women, because not a man doing it now. Not a man got the man units. I divorced my husband after 18 years of marriage. I've been single 4.5 years. I've done my work. I consider myself as a high-value woman. Should. Question. Should I consider dating sites for vetting and collecting data? Naraya, God bless you. Welcome to the Blessed Tribe. God bless you. I see you new here. See you new here. God bless you. And I see you new to the live tonight too. Got on a little late. God bless you. I'm 100% against online dating. 100% against online dating. Too many scams. Too many, just stuff out there. When you meet somebody organically in person, you get to read their vibe immediately. You get to read their energy. You get to feel them. You get to see how they talk. You get to see them in real life. Trinice, God bless you. And to the moderator, thank you for not deleting that compliment. Sometimes you working and you doing all this here, you need to see them compliments. God bless you, Trinice. Anything to do differently when dating shy/introverted man? Dating going fine? No, just date regular. Of course, you don't do things like embarrass them, like put them on the spot. You don't do things like throw the mic to them at karaoke. You don't do things like that. You don't do things like, embarrass them in front of people, make them talk and do all that. You understand that. Like my wife, what she done did is she got to the point to where she understand I'm quiet. She understand that if we at a party, like for a birthday or something, she understand that I'm not a dancer, that I'm not gonna dance, that unless it's her party. And I got to, work up a lot of courage to do that. So she let me sit down and she let me be a wallflower and she danced all night. If we out and about at my son's soccer game, she understand I'm not going to say a word to nobody if they don't come talk to me directly. I'm going to say, hey, and that's it. So she don't try to bring me in a conversation and get me all in. She let me be quiet, let me do me. And so that's what you have to do for introverts. Just let them be them. And Tressa, God bless you. How do I open up and be more receptive to dating other ethnicities? You don't have to be receptive to dating other ethnicities, because your ethnicity is also a part of your foundation. So it's certain ethnicities that their foundational religion is a certain religion. It's certain ethnicities that their religion is Hinduism, Buddhism, Christianity, Islam. So when you go to getting other ethnicities, you dealing also with different traditions, different religions, different belief systems. There's nothing wrong with dating inside your ethnic race. Don't let nobody make you feel bad about your soulmate being black or being white or being Asian, whatever you are, Hispanic. it's totally fine to have somebody that y'all culture is the same and you can build on that. Nationalities too, same thing. Cause I'm with a Jamaican, and I get tired of these Jamaicans. Well, see, the difference between with Black Americans, I'm like, listen now, you ain't no better than us. We just made it all the way over here. They brought us all the way over here. Cause we was on the Nina. You was on Christina. Y'all boat got a hole in it. They stopped at the island. We come from the same place over there. And so y'all had a different kind of, y'all had a slavery over there in Jamaica. We had a slavery over here. Y'all had that culture over there because it's a melting pot. That's why y'all got people from China. Y'all got people from India. Y'all got people from Africa in these islands. Y'all all come together. Y'all kept y'all culture. You didn't have people as domineering as the Caucasians we had to deal with. Y'all might have had some Caucasians over there in the islands, but it probably was a different kind. So from a different place. So they let y'all keep a little bit of your culture. But that don't make you better than us. That don't make you the cream of the crop. They don't look at me like I'm dumb. I'm successful, I'm worthy. And so sometimes with different nationalities, you go through the same thing. They look down on you. They think they better than you. You know, and so it's nothing wrong with being with somebody that come from what you come from. That's of your, it's nothing wrong. Now, if you meet somebody organically and y'all hit it off, then that's totally fine. That's totally fine. But don't go out looking and making that a prerequisite and like, hey, I gotta go get somebody of another nationality or another race, because it's certain differences that are foundational differences, and it's hard to build on that. It's hard to build if you don't have the same foundation. Somebody building on rock, somebody building on sand, somebody building on this, somebody building on this. It's hard to do that. Asia, God bless you. I'm part of the Blessed Tribe, but I'm able to view business videos. I've been a member for 6 months. Do I have to wait longer to view the business videos? It says I have to be a member. I am. So it's two different tribes. So you got the Blessed Tribe and you got the Blessed Business Tribe. So up under my videos, you may see over here under the bottom right, I think, where it says see perks, or it may say join, probably say see perks. When you click that, on the left side, you're gonna see Blessed Tribe, but right up under that is you're gonna see Blessed Business Tribe. So the Blessed Business Tribe is something different, to where I post a business video every week, and that's just to keep me from having to create a Tony on Business channel and having a whole separate channel. And the business videos have a return on investment, meaning I'm teaching you things that can make you money. So that's why it's a different price point. And I'm teaching the things of how I earn a living to people who want to be authors, speakers, purpose-based entrepreneurs, and things of that nature. So it's a different tribe. Colanisha, God bless you. I've been getting to know someone for 6 weeks. He won't spend $1 on any dates. Everything we do is free, or I pay my way. He claims his ex used him for money, and that's why. Got to let him go. You got to say, hey, I'm not going to be able to do this because you haven't healed. And you taking out on me what somebody else did to you, and I didn't do anything to you, and that's not fair to me. So I thank you for the time I've known you. God bless you, and I wish you the best. And when you go ahead and do that, and you pull back, and you don't reach out to him, you don't contact him, and then the next few times he contact you, you just let him sit, then he's gonna realize, it's gonna push him into healing. He's gonna realize, I got to heal. He's gonna realize that ain't me. I tried to join the business tribe, but it wasn't an option after I clicked on see perks. What am I doing wrong? It could be where you looking from. So if you on an iPhone, you may want to use a computer. If you on Safari, you may want to use Firefox or Chrome. It could be your browser, or it could be your device. And so because it shows up differently. So if you're on a desktop, it's more clear. If you're on a phone, it could be hidden. And but it's on there. You just got to, because there's people in there. There's people in the Blessed Business Trial, so it's on there. So it just may be your browser or something like that. And then just click on contact us or help us on YouTube, or just search how to join, how to upgrade my membership on a YouTube channel. They probably got a video on it. He's divorced with 3 kids. I'm not. Never been married. Okay. I never been married or have kids. Dating 7 months. He say he will wait, but he needs affection. Kiss, rubbing, hugging. He's a believer, but not zealous for God. You ain't got to force it. You ain't got to force it. If you zealous for God and he not zealous for God, then he might not even be a believer. He might be faking to get in the draws. So you ain't got to force it. And you don't have to settle. If you've never been married, you don't have to be with a man who is divorced. Because he got soul ties, a different type of ties and bonds, because he done been married. He got 3 kids. You finna be a daycare teacher. So you don't have to settle for that. There's plenty of men that's never been married and don't have kids. So unless he just an absolutely amazing man. So here's the thing. You got a man who bringing other stuff to the table and he not amazing. That's a definition of settling. If he's an absolutely amazing man, then that's different. It'll balance out. Colonisha, God bless you. I believe it was a divine action for me to marry my husband. He has been and suspected cheating. I do believe that I heard from God to marry him. What do I do? Well, God is not a man that he should lie. God is not the author of confusion. God is not going to put more on you than you could bear. What God put together, let no man tear asunder. If God tell you something to love your husband or submit unto your husband as unto the Lord, then guess what God gonna tell him? To love your wife as Christ loved the church. So that's not God's man. If he's not treating you the way God instructs a man to treat a woman, that's not God's man. So you didn't hear from God. You heard from you. Because God not the author of confusion. God told my wife that I was her husband. She didn't tell me that, but she married me. So I know she heard it in her spirit. But look at the way I treat her. That's confirmation that I'm God's man for her. So God not going to put you with a man of the devil. That ain't how God works. So you got to understand that the word don't lie. You got to always get in your word. And when you living through something, you seeing something, you got to ask yourself, does this have the attributes, the characteristics of the presence of God? When God is in the mix, you're not going to be confused. Felicia, God bless you. Now, Mr. Gasson, how do you deal with a guy that had a crush on you for many years and you did know? I treated him as if he was lying because of past hurts. It's probably best to let it go when you don't deal with that guy. So if you was too hurt to be with him and you didn't let him have a crush on you for years, after a while that go from a crush to a goal. It go from a crush to resentment. And the thing that women do is you heal years later, or you get desperate years later, or wherever years later, and then you give this man a chance and he dog you out because of the time that you made him wait. Or he built you up in his mind to something that's not real. So that then when you get with him and he realized that you real and you're not the fantasy he's created, he walk away. Make sure y'all put hashtag Q in front of your question. Should a man with grown adult children allow his kids to come over to the home at any time, regardless of the situation between him and his girlfriend, including intimate moments? I mean, you know, I would not. No, he should not, but that's a sign that he wasn't everything he needed to be to them when they was children. And now he's trying to make up to them by having an open door policy. So that's what that is. But a man who is a man in and out, through and through, he don't mind telling his children no. He don't mind telling his children, hey, call me before you come over here, because I could be doing anything. This my house. I pay the bills. I could be rocking around with my Johnson out. So don't just pop up in here. That's what a real man who done did what he supposed to do gonna tell his kids. He ain't just gonna let them be popping in there now. So understand that now. Husband makes enough to pay all the bills. Should he, if wife doesn't make enough to pay 50-50? Yes, he should pay the bills. He should pay the bills, but what it should be is when y'all married, your money go in a pot. So if he make, let's say his check is 1,000 and your check is 500, now you got 1,500. So out that 1,500, let's say you got $750 worth of bills. You pay that $750 worth of bills, now you got $750 left. And out that $750, now y'all have your grocery budget, your gas budget, your recreation budget, and then you have your personal allowance. So if he get 100, you get 100. When you married, you won. What's his is yours, what's yours is his. Because if you were the breadwinner, he'll be wanting to help you spend it. He wouldn't be saying, hey, let me pay 50% of the bills if you made 150 and he made 75. So it can't be the other way around. But men are funny about money. And now one of the things that is on average now, women don't know how to deal with money. On average. You rarely see a woman that's good with money now. Now you see some that's single, and the debt demolisher will tell you. The debt demolisher TV, she'll tell you that she was making $110,000. At the end of the year, she had $10 in her account or something to that effect. And ain't nothing, you know, normal woman, every everyday woman. I'm a married man now. I'm trying to tell you. The way a woman spend money give you ulcers. Because it's like a lot of women spend money like it grow on trees. And I done seen a lot of men. A man came to me and he said, Tony, I bought my wife a nice ring. She come to me showing me this other ring she want. The ring I got her like 20,000. No, she want a ring that's 40,000. He said, Tony, I got my woman a nice Infinity truck. She come to me, she want a Range Rover. He said, man, look, I have bust my butt as a professional athlete, and I can't deal with no woman that don't have a respect for money. He say, and Tony, the woman makes 6 figures and spend it all. He say, don't have nothing. And so I noticed that, because listen, I got a sister, I got a mama, I got a wife. I don't know what it is in the average. Now I know it's some women that's amazing with money. Some women out earn their spending. But on average, you'll notice a lot of men are frugal. Because when the weight of protecting and providing is on your shoulders, you look at things differently. So I put thousands of dollars a month onto the market for retirement every month. the blue chip stocks, I'm trying to just be gambling and betting. The blue chip stocks that I know gonna stay steady and they gonna grow, and in 30 years they gonna probably be doubled or went up 50%. Guess every week I put money into them 4 or 5. It's an automatic withdrawal, because guess what? I know it's gonna come a day I need it. But now, with a lot of women, and I talk to a lot of men, with a lot of women, they okay with that account being on E, and they okay. So that's the thing, you got to understand. Sometimes you got to look at your spending habits and things of that nature, and you got to see, well, okay, is this why he funny with the money? Because of what I've shown him. When is your movie Tony titles coming out? I saw previews on Ian's YouTube. Who is Ian? Who is Ian? LL Cool Cooper. I'm curious who Ian is. Who Ian showing the preview. That's I mean, I appreciate the support, unless that's one of the actors now and I don't know the name. But it's coming out on the 22nd. Mark your calendars now. It's going to be a premiere, meaning the whole thing ain't showing. It's episodes. It's episodes. So on that first night, it'll be 1 or 2 episodes that's premiering. So you'll be able to watch it and chat while it's on. It's not long. It's short little episodes. So it's not a 30-minute episode. I ain't got my money there yet now, because I paid for this by myself out of pocket. So we talking tens of thousands. So I'm about double 10, cause next week is the premiere of it, meaning for the cast and crew in Maryland, and then the next day it'll premiere the first 1 or 2 episodes, haven't decided yet, on the 22nd. And I don't know. Now I might have to do it like a TV show now. So don't come on here hollering about, oh, why you got to ad? When you watch a sitcom on TV, do it have a commercial? All right. So now, if y'all don't want me to have outside people ads for the next production, you email in and say, hey, what will it cost for me to have my commercial of my hair serum or my weave business or my weave business on your episode, Tony? Don't cost you now. Because it'll be up there for life, and it'll be edited into the video. So it'll be up there for life. So y'all don't want that, then y'all got to be okay with me having YouTube ad on there, so it'll make the money back so I can make the next one. Because it ain't cheap now. And I got a deal. Had the director, had the producer charge me what was supposed to be charged, I'll be out of house and home. What does it mean when a man is in a hurry to get married, already a U.S. citizen? I don't trust that. Cause that a man, unless y'all abstinent, unless y'all abstaining, that's the only way that I trust him rushing that marriage. But other than that, men don't rush marriage. Men do not rush marriage. We try to wait all the time in the world. You hear me? Men don't rush marriage. So typically, the reasons for a man rushing marriage is he want to really, really, really hurt his ex, or he wants to get into your money, get into your accounts, or things is about to go bad for him and he want to have some help. He need a roommate. He needs somewhere to live. He needs somebody that's gonna be gainfully employed. He needs some of that nature. That's typically what the deal is when a man is rushing a marriage. But other than that, men don't rush marriage. Men do not rush marriage. It don't matter how much he love you either. Now he'll marry you now, but he gonna, it'll be a realistic thing. Get engaged, and then the marriage is 6 to 12 months from now, if he really into you. The guy I like is a PT at a gym. I met him somewhere else that's similar. I signed up to get in shape, and because of him, could he view this as being desperate? If he don't know that, then he don't know his desperation. Now, one thing about them personal trainers is you got to be careful, because a lot of personal trainers is just like photographers. A lot of them guys that service women in the physical, they be nasty. A lot of them be nasty, meaning they sleep around with them clients. They touch a lot of clients. And one thing a man is about that money. So if he got to put that thing on you, the hell you doing that right, the hell you signing up for that training, he'll do that. And if he got to sleep with every last one of y'all, to have all y'all on a monthly training, he'll do that. If he like you, he gonna waive the fee. If he like you, he gonna tell you, hey, I can't train for free here, because this they business, but I train you at the park, or I train you at this gym over here where I could, or I just give you the workout to do. If he like you, he gonna make it for free. If he charging you, you can't trust it. Will you be creating a Patreon for your artistic work, movies, etc.? I'm not sure. I don't think so. Just because I just don't want to have to manage too many networks. I hired an assistant, so maybe that's something that maybe she can manage. But I really don't, because right now I got the Blessed Tribe, I got the Blessed Business Tribe, and then I got the Growth Group Mastermind, and then I got Gaskins University. And so all of those 4 things are monthly memberships. And so if I do another one on Patreon, then that'll be a 5th monthly membership. And then people start to get, they're not all the same thing. The Blessed Tribe is this right here, live Q&A. The Blessed Business Tribe is a weekly business video. GaskinsUniversity.com is courses that's already in there, and you just pay monthly while you going through them. And then the Growth Group is on TonyGaskinsAcademy.com, which is a separate site. And that's where we have a group chat on Slack, and we do a monthly Zoom call. And so it's a community to that one. And that's why that one is the most expensive. So if I do Patreon, then that'll be something different. And it just, I wouldn't feel right if you on there for $5 a month, and that's all that view is worth, is $5. But if I only produce one a year, then you done paid $60 for that one project, Now, of course, if I do a Patreon and I get more people on there, then I could do more projects. And I think that's what you're getting at. And that's a good idea. So I might set it up for that, because I do see that's how y'all, the supporters, have funded other people whole studios. They streaming app and all of that from them Patreon. But if it feel too much like a donation, a lot of time I don't like to ask for it. As people will bless me, and I'd be grateful for it, but I don't like to ask for donations. That's why I do my live on here instead of on one of the StreamYard and all of this, because where people do it and they have a PayPal on there and they have a Cash App on there. I don't like to get in the habit of asking for money, because I feel like it shifts your mindset to greed or to a beggar. I like to think abundantly. God got me, and I only want to be paid for what I'm working for. And so if somebody feel it in their spirit to be a blessing, I gladly accept it. But I don't like asking for it. So that's the thing why I don't have a Patreon. And I used to have a Patreon a few years ago, and that thing was raggedy. That thing was terrible. I'm like, how y'all done raise all this money and this app is horrible? And this and the site terrible. I was like, man, it always was glitching. It didn't work. Stuff was half could see stuff. I was like, well, Patreon needs to do some work. And then, do you know who reached out to me? And I feel like it was a law of power. Because why in the world would he reach out to me? Do you know who reached out to me about Patreon? Serena Williams' husband. And y'all remember when I was talking about Serena and her husband? And I was telling y'all that never ever do you see white men attracted to black women who are black women like Serena Williams. Meaning full-figured, voluptuous, or whatever you want to call it. You know, thighs, calves, glutes, arms. A strong woman who is black woman. You never see white men like that. And I was talking about that, how a lot of times people want to go to another race, but a lot of times you're not good enough for that other race until you get money, until you worth millions. And it's just the same thing with these black men. A lot of times you see these black men. Same thing with white men. It's a lot of times that certain people in certain races will go to another race when the person of that other race gonna see them like a prize, and when that person of the other race got money. And when you see all of these Caucasian women with these black men who are pro athletes, that woman will never. It's a lot of them cases where that woman will never be with that man if he was not a millionaire. And that's point blank pure odd. And I don't want to be the person that wait till I'm 80 to tell the truth. I got to tell the truth at 37. But that's the truth. Now, yeah, some that's organic, it's some that's real, it's some that's pure. It's some that it was before the money. It was some before you could see any fame coming. But it's a lot of them to where, oh, because you're gonna be a millionaire, now you good enough. And I was talking about that on the video. Because why we don't see that all the time? Why we don't see white men like Serena's husband with black women like Serena? Why we don't see that all the time? Because it's very rare. Now, theirs could be real. We don't know that. Theirs could be real. It could be real. And after I did that video, do you know that man DM me on Twitter and said, hey, Tony, I want to talk to you about Patreon. And I said, do you work for Patreon? It was from his verified Twitter account or Instagram account. I said, do you work for Patreon? Do you own Patreon? He said, no, it's just I know them, I'm on the board, or it's friends, I don't have a stake in it. I'm like, me out of all people? So you as a billionaire doing recruiting for Patreon? I said, you trying to let me know that you see me. You trying to let me know that you know who I am so that I keep your name out my mouth. No, I got to tell the truth. I got to tell the truth. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. I don't be trusting it. And folks could prove me wrong. Hold on now. Hey, I about got to go. Cause I think my son, let me see. About got to go. I think my son about done. Let me see. Now see, I just got my little boy here. But I drive my Sprinter cause it's more, cause I can work in here. But man, I know people be looking crazy like, why is he in that? And what is he doing in that? With one kid. Don't worry about it. We living on a level of excellence. And we embracing what God done blessed us with. Don't worry about it. Now this thing here I'm driving is 24 feet long. So I'm trying to bag up in this car right here behind me. So I can't get the whole thing out of here. So I got to do a 9-point turn. And what I do, tell you what I do. What I do is I pull up. I pull up right up here to the front. And I pick my baby boy up. And I open that door. And I let them folks see. Because where I'm from the South. A lot of times, the only way black folks gonna make it down here, a lot of times, the only way we gonna make it is music or sports. And so I let them folks see black success. Because I want them to know. I want them to understand. Everybody don't rap. Everybody don't rap. Everybody don't play sports. We could use our mind too. And that's why I pull up and let them see that. Because it's a lot of them, other people who, just like the lady in Lafayette, Louisiana, we gotta end. And the boy said his mama was yelling, we gotta end. They had a robber. And she said, yeah, I said, we gotta end like a roach. It's like this woman have made it to become a judge. And she's still using the N-word. She's still calling black people the N-word. And she's a judge. So imagine you go before this woman as a black man. What is she finna do for you? And so that's why I say, man, we got to work on these race relations. And if you know that you racist, if you know you prejudiced, if you know you like that, you got to work on your heart. You got to work on your heart. If you know you discriminating on people, if you know you looking down on people, and it's just like this right here. If you live in Africa, or you from Africa, or you was born in Africa, or your parents come from Africa, if you from the island, stop talking bad about black Americans. Like we chose to be over here. Like we chose to come over here and like we signed up for slavery. Like it was the army. So it's like, yeah, we might be bad with money. Yeah, we might be obese. Yeah, we might be this and that. But all of it stemmed from slavery. So don't feel like you better than somebody else because you didn't have their plight. Because your story is not their story. Or because your story played out different and you got different messages. Because a lot of people, it's just they where they at because of the messages they have received. Because of what has gone into their mind. Don't mean they less than. Don't mean they any worse. It's because of the message they have gone into their mind. So, hey, understand that. See, I'm practice supposed to be over 7:30. It's 7:38. Coach got these 7-year-olds out here running over in practice. And then on top of that, right now they doing leg lifts. But now they done. But see, I had to pull up like this for my boy. So listen, what I'm gonna be doing, I realized Zig Ziglar helped change my life. Zig Ziglar helped change my life. He had a podcast and he had over 100 episodes on that podcast. And on that podcast, he talked about being a good husband. On that podcast, he talked about being a good father. He talked about, I
scored 3 goals.
You scored 3 goals?
Yeah, but they're in different games. 2 I scored in 1 goal, and 1 I scored in 1. You didn't have the mat?
I don't have the mat. It's cool. Just get right here and you could.
Where do I put my ball?
Just sit your ball. Oh, your ball dirty? Here, let me hold it. Put it back here in the bathroom.
Wait, want me to put my cleats too?
Yeah, just put your cleats. Hey, y'all, God bless you. My son got on in here, so I'm finna go on heat up his dinner. And go on get going. Now these here, see, I told you these here Sprinter. See microwave back now. Look apartment. Got a toilet stool in here too, but we don't use that toilet stool because got a little refrigerator in there.
Untie my shoes, please.
Untie your shoes. And see, the reason why I do this right here, because see, if I'm doing construction, a lot of my sons wouldn't be able to see this. They wouldn't be able to see this right here. So my oldest son asked my youngest son, man, what your mama did with these? What kind of knot this is? This the mama 3000 KF Force.
It's because one of the grown-ups at the field tied it for me.
Oh, okay. This ain't your mama knot.
No,
Okay.
because he untied it.
Okay.
It came untied and then he untied it.
And now see y'all, what I'm gonna tell you, y'all forgive me. One thing I'm gonna tell you, that door, the door to my Sprinter, I still got it open. I let them see it now. I still got, hey, get some tissue and blow your nose, son. Here go the tissue box right here. Blow your nose. I still got that door open now. And see the reason why? Because it knows it. So I let them see it. Yeah, get your eye full. Get your eye full. One's supposed to make it, but God. One's supposed to make it, but God. But God, you better get to know him. You see what I'm saying? Hey, I got to go. Got to get my boy home. God bless y'all. Oh, but what I was about to say, I let my boy see this. Tell him, say, hey, can you see this?
Hi.
I let my boy see this. My oldest son, he said, Taylor, you going to be famous? Or you going to be a celebrity? He said, yeah. He don't know what it is. And he said, what you going to do? He said, I'm going to do YouTube videos and do coaching calls like daddy. But so I let them see this, so he see what I'm doing. He see I'm working, so that he know, son, you ain't got to sell drugs. Son, you ain't got to rap, do gangster rap. Son, you ain't got to do, you ain't got to play sports. You could use your mind. You could serve. You could create business. You could do other things and be successful. So I let them see that, because growing up, I didn't get to see that. You just got to see parents that was overworked and underpaid and that wasn't pursuing any entrepreneur things because they was tired from their job. And you got to see drug dealers, and you got to see people who make it out in sports, but you didn't get to see nobody you didn't get to see people really, too many, up close and personal, using their natural gifts, serving, living a life of purpose. You didn't get to see that a lot. So, hey, God bless y'all. We'll talk soon. Got to go ahead and get my son dinner ready. And get on going. So this right here too, a little bit of day in the life. Y'all see how the Gaskins got to make that happen. Hey, God bless you. We'll talk soon. Tatum, so you scored 3 goals?